Good afternoon or good morning. It is Thursday, May 31st, 2018. This is Bo Polney, and I decided today to do a private cryptocurrency update, as I believe we are at a very important time point approaching here. So let's get started. All right, so today is the 31st of May. The cycle point indicates that we should be getting into a high. We might see a little bit more of a push tomorrow, June 1, but beginning next week, as early as Monday, we're supposed to start seeing a drop, a pull down. And again, the drop may not be too dramatic because the prices have been held down quite a bit, but looks like the cycle low on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies, the final low, point E, is going to be arriving here on the 6th of June, which is a Wednesday. It may arrive a day early, but I don't think so. I think we're going to have it land exactly on the 6th of June with a sharp reversal straight up on the 7th. Again, it might happen on the 6th. I'll be watching it closely. I'll keep you updated. But I believe the the turn point is right around the 6th and the 7th at point E. So Bitcoin should drop down and immediately reverse the next day to begin phase 2. And then we should be slowly heading upwards. But the big excitement is not expected to occur until at least the 21st, maybe the 20th, but most likely the 21st of June. Now, if you've read today's update prior to getting this video, I think you'll know why the 21st of June is looking to be very exciting. So let's scroll to the next page, and I'll talk about June 20th in a few minutes when we get to the stock market cycle. So here is Bitcoin's cycle chart. We're missing right here the right shoulder. We do have the head, which arrived in early April, April 1. And we have the left shoulder, 60 days from the left shoulder to the head. And now it's another 60 to 61 days. 60 days would take us to June 5. 61 would take us to June 6 for the final low at the right shoulder here. Again, we had a breakout, and all the pattern is doing is Bitcoin is following. This is still considered a breakout. All of this right here, this is all breakout. And so Bitcoin will hold above this black line. And so it looks like we'll have support come in right around 7,000 to as low as 6,600. But I still believe that this low here will hold as the low of early April low. Right there will hold as the low. And this right here should be a higher degree low, which is technically bullish. Okay, next page, page 3. So the massive, incredible price suppression right up on top of this breakout, and then we've had the massive, incredible suppression of price. They're holding it down, but you'll notice from the historic pattern, same thing. It breaks out and it's holding right above breakout. Okay, so we have, looks like just a few more days to go, and once June 6th, June 5th arrives, it jumps. So this initial price leap should take us to about A, maybe a little higher. And A came in, looks like right around $10,000 on Bitcoin. So very first part of June, we should immediately get to about 10,000 on Bitcoin. By the second week, we should be at 10,000. Again, best guess. Again, with cycles, we watch time, not price. But again, the pattern here indicates we should be seeing Bitcoin prices in the 10,000 range, maybe around the 12th, starting around the 12th into the 13th of June, or a few days after the 13th. Might have a little pullback off 10,000, and then here's the exciting part. So right around the 21st of June, I'm expecting a spike to start. Okay, that would mean that we're going to start to getting liftoff, breakaway. And Bitcoin should immediately shoot straight up, hit to the resistance line. It might pause there for a day or two, and then it could take that out. So Who knows what's going to happen in June in terms of price, but I do know, and we know, this is the key here, we know from a cycle perspective the direction remains up into July, okay? So whatever this explosion is, we're going to have a pause and then probably higher again. But the point is the pattern remains up into July. So in looking at this, okay, if we go right over here to the pattern, to the analogy right here of say in early January, you'll see where it broke support. Price right here is trading at around, what is that, well, 14,000. So this 13, say the high 13s of 14,000 right at the support line here, it appears from this historic pattern that it could actually break that, and then Bitcoin could go vertical beyond that. So we might see new highs by July for Bitcoin. So fingers crossed on that. But you know, if Bitcoin gets even back up to the highs here at 18, say 19 to 20,000, which is, you know, possible by June or July, say probably July, you know, Litecoin and these other alternate coins are going to be very explosive because, again, you know, I believe many of the alternate coins we discussed here on the next page from May 20th update, so please be sure to review those coins. Some of those coins are probably going to far outperform the price movement of Bitcoin from where it is now. Okay, so now let's talk about the stock market. This, I believe, is a trigger that we have been waiting for. If you recall, in our prior update or video update, we were saying that the markets were supposed to reverse back up on the day they were dropping. And if you look at the charts, they did just that. It did bounce straight back up. That was yesterday, the 30th of May, and today the markets are down a little more down again. But it appears that tomorrow is the final day up for the U.S. and the world markets. So the Dow should jump back up tomorrow, possibly. Fingers crossed that this happens. I believe it will. We'll get an up cycle on the daily for the stock market tomorrow, and that should mark the end. Okay, so go away in May. It ends up being going away on June 1. Same thing. So we should be finished with the stock market, and then the markets should start to begin to roll over. So the S&P and the Dow are going to begin to roll over. And right around here, which is looks like coming in right around the 21st of June, the markets are going to begin to plunge, and they're going to break support the third week of June. And with a break of support the third week of June, we're supposed to see a plunge through the floor as the stock markets make new lows. I believe we might see, this is just again based on history, the stock markets may crash. What is that? About 11 to 12% on the Dow and the S&P. So I did do a little homework for everybody. If you are, you know, if you have the ability to trade not only cryptos, but if you're interested and if you have the ability to trade the stock market, you might want to have a look at this, because this is what I personally did in January, February, and I'm going to do it again. So again, I did do this with some friends in January, February, and we are going to be doing this same trade again. I am not giving trade advice, but I will tell you what to consider and what you can personally look at yourself if you wish to look at this. Okay, so let's start. So with an expected stock market crash, my question is, have you heard of the VIX? Below on this last page, I include a chart here which compares the VIX movement, price movement, relative to current price movement of the stock markets and history. Now this is interesting. During the last stock crash of 12% on the Dow, myself with some friends, we went short, we bought calls on the VIX right around here because we knew what was about to happen. When we bought calls, we also had a buy signal. Okay, I didn't know how high it was going to go, but I was expecting about a 12% crash on the stock market. Well, the 12% crash created a 460% move on the VIX. in June, based on history, we expect a possible another 12% move on the stock market to the downside. And that would extrapolate to basically another possible 460% move on the VIX. So right now the VIX is trading around $15. There are options that can be purchased on the VIX. I am not giving trade advice as to what options to buy, but those of you who know how to or have bought options before, or you can call your broker and ask for some specific information. But basically, the gist of the trade is to know the time and guessing on the price, because really, if it's going to explode, you don't need to buy positions at the money. You can buy higher up. But the key with all options is the timing, okay? No one ever knows when to get out, okay? And so, knowing what we see here, personally, I am acting on this. This is not advice for anybody else who's listening, but this might be some fun. So just know that last time, the VIX exploded 460%. A similar explosion is possible up to 70, or in the range of 70. So, if you enjoy cryptos, if you can buy call positions on the VIX, that's going to be incredible, because cryptos can move 30, 50, 100%. Now we're talking about buying options on that type of a move, which is truly quite incredible. So anyways, I just wanted to cover that for you. I wanted to include this as a courtesy to my subscribers. Truly appreciate all of you. I thank you for your trust. My goal is here to make everybody a beautiful year. So let's have fun together. Again, we're very, very close here to Bitcoin finally getting some legs to the upside. June promises to be quite exciting. It looks like the triggering date is going to be right around the June 21, right before the summer solstice. So fingers crossed, everybody. God bless. I wish you all the best. And I think we have a very beautiful setup right in front of us. God bless. Be well. Take care.